Zest announced his retirement from Pro Valorant yesterday. Zest, of course, well known for his career throughout Vision Strikers, DRX, and of course a year on Bleed Esports, joined Kuchiri or 972 stream in Korea yesterday to talk about his retirement, some future plans, and just reminiscing about his pro career with viewers. Now, the conclusion is that after much consideration, he believes the reality is he doesn't have as much time as he would want to get to where he wants as a pro. He still thinks he's very capable to do so if he were to grind all the way up again. But he would want to, prove himself again first and then join and find a roster that he really likes and clicks and then try to go for a trophy. But the reality is Zest only has about 2 to 3 more years before he would absolutely have to go do his mandatory military service. And so he felt that that timeline just wasn't quite enough. And that's unfortunate for any of us fans who were hoping to see him play at least one more time. Now, he then spent some time thinking about the other factors that built up towards this retirement and kind of how it all happened piece by piece. And one of the things he talked about that I had no idea about is the fact that Zest is apparently very obsessive about his setups, like monitor, chair, mouse, things like that. And it's to the point that he says if you go back and watch old matches, you'll see him kind of looking around, looking at the ground and things like that. And he says that's probably when he's double checking his armrest to make sure they haven't moved and they're in the perfect position. And it was so bad that there was a time on Vision Strikers when Zest took an extended break and the official announcement was that it was for his wrist. Zest cleared up that actually that was because of the same thing. He had to go get therapy and he wanted to step away from the competition a little bit to get the treatment. And the team was very supportive and supported him financially throughout that process. But he had to go get treatment, even take some meds to try to fight through this and overcome it. Of course, he did return afterwards and still continued playing, but he says he still deals with this even to this day, where he's so paranoid about, did the monitor move at all? Like it hasn't, but he's like double checking the angles and things like that. And that's something that he's just had to kind of fight through and something that gnawed at him throughout his pro career. He also talks about, the burnout that happened, especially after the hard reality check of being on a opposite end team from DRX when he was on Bleed Esports, to the point they even had to play more official matches despite being confirmed eliminated. And that started to really sap away the drive from him, because you're already defeated and you still had to prep for official matches. So that's one of the reasons he took a break last year, despite having tons of offers, he says, even, at the challengers level. But he just wanted to reset his drive. But multiple different factors that built up. Now, unfortunately, not enough time. But he says he's not stepping away from Valorant. So we'll see if it's going to be streaming, content creation, whatever else it might be, that we can still see him around within this scene.